Hello students, now let us continue MCQ number 17. You can download these questions from the link given in the video. In the last lecture, we have done 16 MCQ. Now we will continue with 17th MCQ. The 17th MCQ, on turning a corner, a motorist is rushing at 40 meter per second. So a motorist is turning a corner and the initial speed given is 40 meter per second. He finds a child on the road 108 meter ahead. He instantly stopped the engine and applied the brake so as to stop it within 1 meter of a child. What is the time required to stop it? So the child is away at a distance 108 meter. Now when the brakes are applied, the final velocity should be 0 and we have to find out the time. So clearly after the application of the brake, the vehicle is deaccelerated. So with the help of third equation, we first find out the acceleration. So v square minus v naught square is equal to 2ad. Therefore, minus v naught square is equal to minus 2ad. Here the body is deaccelerating. So we have taken a to be minus, and therefore a value is equal to v naught square by 2d. So a is equal to 40 into 40 divided by 2 into 108 meter per second square. Now we have to find out the time. Now if we know this a, we can use the first equation or a third equation. So v is equal to v naught plus at. Therefore t is equal to, so we take v equal to 0. Again a is taken as negative. So the equation should be v naught by a. Therefore t is equal to v naught, that is 40, divided by 40 into 40 into 2 into 108. So this is cancelled. So t is equal to 2. This is 20, 10, 54. That is 5.4 second is taken by the motorist to stop the vehicle. So the option of this MCQ is A, that is 5.4 second. Let us say MCQ number 18. A juggler maintained 4 balls in motion, making each of them to rise a height of 40 meter from his hand. So a juggler has 4 balls. What time interval should be maintained for the proper distance between them? So if we see the situation, it should be, suppose this is a hand. So one ball is here, one ball is here, and one ball is here, another ball is here. Suppose the motion is clockwise. Now in order to maintain this, the question is what time interval should be maintained. So we have to find out the time interval. So all the 5 balls can remain in his hand. Now there are 2 parts for this. Number 1, the height of a ball is, so the height, this height up to which the ball rises is 40 meter. Now when ball is rising, we know we will take G against the gravity, and we can find out that the velocity at the highest point should be 0. So when the ball is rising, at highest point, we analyze the highest point of any one ball. So at highest point V is 0, H is 40 meter. A can be written as minus G, that is acceleration due to gravity. It is minus 10 meter per second square. Now we can find out what is the initial velocity. So initial velocity can be found from equation number 3, that is V naught square minus V naught square is equal to 2AD, that is our general equation. Therefore final velocity is 0, so minus V naught square is equal to minus 2 into GH. Therefore V naught is equal to under root 2GH. This can be written as 2 multiplied by 10 into the height up to which this ball rises 40. So this becomes under root 800. So if we calculate this value, that is under root 800, it comes out to be 28.28 meter per second. Now we have to find out the time. This is the first situation when we have taken that this one ball has gone to that position. So the initial velocity is found. So this ball, let us take this is ball number 1. So when it rises or it is at this point, so it is moving in a circular motion. So 1 goes there, 2 goes there, 3 comes here, 4 here. Then 2 comes at this point, 1 comes. So when 1 comes here, we have determined this situation. That is the initial velocity. Now suppose 1 come back, ball number 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose one ball, when it was at point 3, it come back to his hand. So in this situation, when ball come back, displacement should be equal to, so displacement D is equal to 0. Now we know the displacement is 0, initial velocity is 28.28 meter per second. The ball is rising against the gravity, so minus 10 meter per second square. So we use equation number 1, that is D is equal to V naught T plus half AT square. In this situation it can be displacement 0, V naught T minus half GT square. Therefore V naught T is equal to half GT square. 1 T is cancelled. So T is equal to under root 2 V naught upon G. So this can be written as 2 into 28.28 upon 10. So this is equal to, if we do this calculation, it should be 0.2 multiplied by this. So 0.2 multiplied by 0.2 multiplied by 28.28 equal to this, and we do the under root. It comes out to be 2.37. It comes out to be 2.37 second. Now this is the situation for ball only one ball. This is the situation for one ball. So when ball 1A, this ball 1 reaches at this point, we calculated its initial velocity. Now when this ball 1 come back to its hand, we calculated this. So this is the time period when one ball complete this circle. Now we have to find out the time between each ball so that this motion can be maintained. So there are 4 balls. So we divide this. T dash is equal to T by 4. So this comes out to be 2.37 divided by 4, that is about 0.59 second. That is, So it is okay here. Sorry, the formula is written wrong. Tt is cancelled. There is no under root. So you will get T is equal to 2 V naught by G. Sorry, it should not be an under root. 1 T is cancelled. So this is equal to 2 into 28.28 divided by 10. So T should be equal to, now let us do this calculation. So 28.28 multiply by 0.2. So that comes out to be 5.65 second. So this is the time taken by one ball to come back to its head. We have to find out the time interval. So time interval between each ball should be the 1/4. So now T dash is equal to T by 4, that is 5.65 divided by 4, that is divided by 4. It comes out to be 1.41 second. So that is option given is C. So this is how we find out. We analyze the thing for one ball and then we divide that time interval into 4 equal duration. Let us see MCQ number 19. A ball is thrown vertically upward with a velocity of 40 meters per second from the top of multi-story building of 20 meters height. So we have done such type of numerical earlier also. Here, this is the tower. From the top of the multi-story building of 25 meters high. So this is 25 meters high tower. We throw a body with a speed of 40 meters per second. How high the ball will rise? So this is a simple case. Suppose the ball rises up to a point C. So I have to analyze only section AC. So for AC, V naught is equal to 40 meters per second. So if C is the highest point, V should be, that is final velocity is 0 meters per second. We are moving against gravity. So it is minus 9.8 meters per second. If 10 is given, you can take a 10. We have to simplify it now. Height, so H is equal to, we apply third equation, that is V square minus V naught square is equal to 2AH, and therefore H is equal to, so now V is 0, so it is minus 40 into 40 divided by minus 2 into G. If we take 10, it will be easy. So 40 into 4, 160 divided by 2. So that is 80 meters. So here G is taken as 10 meters per second. So if we take 10 meters per second, so this comes out to be 80 meters. So a ball will rise up to a height of 80 meters from the top of the tower. Now MCQ number 20. A body starting from rest. So initial velocity is 0. Move with a constant acceleration. The acceleration is constant. Find the ratio of the distance traveled by the body during 8th second and to that covered in 8 seconds. So we have to find out the distance traveled in 8th second, the ratio of this distance, and what is the total distance traveled in 8 seconds. So time is equal to 8 seconds. Now to find the distance traveled in 8 seconds, we know the general formula. d nth is equal to V naught plus a by 2 2n minus 1. So this is our general formula for the nth second, that is V naught plus a by 2 within bracket we write 2n minus 1. Here initial velocity is 0, so d8 is equal to, acceleration is constant, so we keep a by 2, a is not given, 8 second, so this becomes 15a by 2. Now to find the distance travelled in 8 second, we apply the second equation, so d is equal to v naught t plus half at square. The time here is 8 second, so d8 is equal to 8, initial is 0, that is 0, so half a into 64, so that is equal to 32, or we can write it as a 64a by 2. Now we have to find out its ratio, so d8 divided by d8 is equal to 15 by 64, that is the option B. So direct applications of the formula, these are the simple MCQ of level 1, where we try to apply directly the theory or the concept of a chapter. 21. Two balls of different masses NA and NB are dropped from two different heights A and B. So in this we are dropping two balls, one is from height A, other is from height B. Suppose this is the height A and B given. The mass of the body is different. This is MA, this is MB. Find the ratio of the time taken by the two to cover the distance R. Now we know that in equations of motion there is no mass. So mass will not have any effect because both the bodies are moving under the influence of the gravitational force, and if we assume there is a vacuum, then both the body should come down at the same speed. But because the mass is different, both will not come down at the same time, but it will not depend on the mass, because while applying the equations of motion we don't deal with the mass. So both the bodies are being dropped, so initial velocity is 0. So if we apply the equation, if we apply this equation, we have to find out the relation. So initial velocity is 0, so h can be written as half gt square. Therefore t is equal to under root 2h upon g. So clearly t is proportional to under root of h. This time of fall does not depend on the mass, and therefore the ratio of time taken by body A to time taken by the body should be equal to the ratio of their height. Height given is A and B, so it is under root A by B. So we have option B. Question number 22. A splash is heard after 3 seconds after the stone is dropped into a well of depth 20 meters. So let us consider that this is the depth of a well which is 20 meters. So let us consider this is a well. A body is being dropped. Clearly its initial velocity should be equal to 0. When this ball or a stone fall in a well, you hear a sound. A splash is heard. So find the velocity of the sound. So when this stone dips into water or it falls into water, the sound will travel and this splash is heard after 3 seconds. We have to find out the speed of the sound or the speed of the splash which we have heard. So let us first find out how much time this stone will take to fall into the well or a water. So initial velocity is 0, g is 10, so we can apply this equation. H is equal to half gt square. So t can be written as under root 2h upon g. So this is equal to 2 into 20 upon 10. Let us take g to be 10. So t is equal to under root 4, that is 2 seconds. It means the stone falls into a well in time interval of 2 seconds. It means the total time when we heard the splash is 3 seconds. It means the time taken by the sound wave is 1 second. So splash is heard after 3 seconds. So 2 seconds is taken by the stone itself. So time taken by sound is 1 second. Now you have to find out the speed. Sound travels with a constant speed. So this speed can be written as the distance traveled, that is a height upon time. So that is 20 upon 1, that is equal to 20 meter per second. So the option should be C. So this is your MCQ number 22. Now MCQ number 23. A balloon is rising vertically upward with a velocity of 30 meter per second. So this balloon is rising up with a velocity of 30 meter per second. A stone is dropped from it, reaches the ground in 8 seconds. So when the stone is dropped from it, it reaches to the ground. So suppose this is a height achieved by the balloon. So time taken is 8 seconds. The height of the balloon when the stone was dropped from it is, clearly you have to find out the height. Now in such numericals, generally when we drop a body, we take initial velocity to be 0. But you have to remember that when you are dropping a body or any stone from a body which itself is moving with some velocity, then the velocity of the stone should be taken equal to this but opposite in direction. So in this case, we will take the velocity of the stone to be minus 30 meter per second. So you have to remember this. If you are dropping any body from a height and the body from which you are throwing itself is moving, so here the balloon itself is rising up, then your initial velocity should be opposite to that of the source or from which the body is being dropped. So let us denote this as B, B for balloon, and initial velocity of stone should be taken as minus 30 meter per second. So this minus sign indicates the velocity is in opposite direction. We have to find out the height. Here the time given is 8 seconds. So 8 seconds. G, the body is falling. So we take it as a 10 meter per second square. Clearly, we should apply the second equation. H is equal to V naught T plus half GT square. Therefore, H is equal to minus 30 into 8 plus half. Let us take G10 into 64. So H is equal to minus 240 plus, that is 0, 320. So H comes out to be 80 meter. So the balloon is at a height of 80 meter when the stone is dropped. That is option number A. Question number 24. Again, it is a repetition of question number 21. Here the values are given. We now know that the time taken by the body does not depend on the mass. So here again in MCQ number 24, two bodies are being dropped. Both have a different mass. So two ball A and B, mass of A is m and that of B is phi m. So mass has nothing to do with this, and we have derived in MCQ 21 that T is directly proportional to the under root of H. So here T1 upon T2, the time given is, height given is 36 and another height is 64. So T1 upon T2 is equal to 6 upon 8, that is 3 by 4. This 3 by 4 is also equal to 0.75. So in this, option A is 0.75 and option B is 3 by 4 and option C is both A and B and D is 5 by 2. So clearly we have two answers, 3 by 4 and 0.75. So both option A and B are equal. Now let us move to MCQ number 25. A body is thrown upward with some velocity reaches the maximum height of 50 meters. So we have one body which is thrown upward. The velocity is not given. So we have two bodies. So we take a symbol V01. And it reaches to a maximum height of 50 meters. So let this be an H1. And it reaches to a maximum height. So final velocity is taken as 0. Another body with double the mass thrown up with 4 times the initial velocity. So another body have a double mass. Now it should be clear that in equations of motion, the mass is, any equation is independent of the mass. So mass does not play any role, but here the initial velocity of second is 4 times the initial velocity of 1. Again it reaches to a maximum height, so its final velocity is 0. Now we have to find out what is its height. So either you use the third equation, the body is thrown upward, find V01, then again you use this equation, or let us derive a general relation. So we know V square minus V0 square is equal to 2AH. So for maximum height, V is equal to 0. So at maximum height, V is 0. Therefore, minus V0 square is equal to 2GH. G, the body is thrown upward. So G is minus. Minus minus is cancelled. This 2G is constant. So V0 is directly proportional to the H. Now let us apply this for both these cases. So V02 divided by V01 is equal to under root H2 upon H1. So V02 can be written as 4V0. V0 get cancelled. So 4 is equal to under root H2 by H1. Squaring 16 times H1 is equal to H2, and therefore H2 is equal to 16 multiplied by 50 meter. So it should be 16 5s are, that is 0, 380 and 1 0. So the height achieved is 800 meter. That is option number C. So we wind up our lecture with this MCQ. There are total 35 MCQ related to the level 1, that is the conceptual, where we directly try to apply the theory, or direct MCQ. So you solve the remaining 10 MCQ. The solution will be provided in the next video. Have a nice day.